Hey, what's going on guys? It's your boy Geo back at it again with some more BCM content. Today we're taking a deeper dive into Grand Theft Auto's many controversies in BCM 215. To start off, let's go for a little recap. For those who haven't seen my previous video on this topic or forgot what I talked about, I touched on how GTA had a number of controversies involving violence, over-sexualizing, hypermasculinity, and the infamous hot coffee mod. When it comes to controversy, Grand Theft Auto is like a lightning rod. It is no stranger to controversies. The franchise has seen so many controversies, it's almost hard to keep count. Now, I'm going to try and cover some of the bigger ones involving violence or sexual content that's happened throughout the franchise. Let me take you back to the year 1997 to the original Grand Theft Auto game, the Hare Krishna movement. Hare Krishna is a belief that's said to derive from Hindu scriptures, and the community and movement are of peaceful and loving nature. However, Rockstar decided to poke fun and added the Hare Krishna community into the game. They were often depicted as a group of pedestrians dressed up in orange, and players were encouraged to run them over to get the word Guranga, which translated to be happy. Understandably, this infuriated a lot of people along with the Hare Krishna community. GTA is making kids violent. This has been a common controversy that has consistently stuck with the franchise since Grand Theft Auto 3. With every release of Grand Theft Auto games, it always sparks the conversation of how kids are becoming more violent and how they're becoming trained killers. Notable folks like Glenn Beck, a news anchor, or Jack Thompson, an attorney, in particular, frequently argues and tries to shine a negative light on the franchise. You'll often hear Thompson quote GTA as a murder simulator. Thompson would later make a name for himself as an activist against the franchise as he pops out every time a new Grand Theft Auto game launches. No one really knows what Thompson is up to these days. He was since disbarred ever since the release of Grand Theft Auto 4 back in 2009. Over-sexualizing and objectifying women. Yet again, since GTA 3, women are often depicted in the game as being shallow or sexualized. The women are just clueless bimbos in Grand Theft Auto. As of now, there are still no memorable female characters in the game, nor does the game have any female leads either. I know, it's 2022, guys. Dan Houser, the former co-creator of Grand Theft Auto 5, admitted that he had not thought about the portrayal of women in the game as much as he should have. The game even further objectifies women by frequently depicting them as prostitutes or hookers that players can pay in-game to perform sexual acts with. By the Books. The infamous torture scene from Grand Theft Auto 5. By the Books is the name of a mission in Grand Theft Auto 5 where you play as Trevor Phillips torturing a man restrained to a chair. As Trevor, you are able to perform multiple forms of torture such as electrocution, plucking out teeth, and even waterboarding. A number of critics have called out this section of the game for being tasteless. Popular gaming site Eurogamer dubbed it the most disturbing scene. The torture scene is censored in the Japanese version of the game. The hot coffee mod. Now, I know I've covered this in my previous video, but I wanted to dive a little deeper into this one because it's arguably the most controversial thing that has ever happened to this franchise. The hot coffee mod was something hackers were able to find within the files of the game GTA San Andreas. It contained a mini-game that was accessible after modifying some game files, allowing protagonist CJ to perform sexual acts with any female character the player chooses to date. Shortly after this mod was discovered, the ESRB had to change the game ratings from mature to adults only, making this the first ever game in the series to achieve such ratings. Game retailers like GameStop, Best Buy, and many others had to take the game off their shelves because of this new rating. Rockstar had to pull back every copy of the game from stores and remove the mod. A patch was sent to existing users to prevent them from having access to said mod. All of this cost Rockstar $24 million. That is a lot of money. And it also led to more legal actions taken and obviously official investigations. So, what are my thoughts on this? I personally feel that Rockstar can't take all the blame here. A number of controversies shown here involves violent or sexual content that shouldn't have been shown to a younger audience, and I feel it's not fair for Rockstar to take all the blame. For one, ESRB ratings exist. Thanks to Sega and Mortal Kombat back in the 90s, The Entertainment Software Rating Board, the ESRB, was created for the sole purpose to assign age and content ratings to consumer video games. Grand Theft Auto games have always been rated M for matured, which means it's only suitable for people aged 18 and older. Game retailers are actually the ones at fault here for distributing Grand Theft Auto or any other games of similar ratings to children. They should really treat these games the way they do with selling alcohol or cigarettes. Check some IDs. Aside from that, parents should be more aware of what they're purchasing for their children and be more active in knowing what their children are into. Secondly, such content has long existed. This isn't the first time we've come across sex, violence, or gore. We've been seeing them in books, comics, music, TV series, you name it. Why are video games the only medium being criticized for this? Lastly, was the world any better before the existence of such video games? There may be a correlation between violence in video games and teens, but there's no causation here. Correlation and causation are very different things. If video games are the sole cause of the youth of today being violent, are the youth before the inception of Grand Theft Auto supposedly less violent? That's some food for thought, huh? Well, that is it for this video. I hope you guys like it. If you do, just hit the like button, I guess. And if you want to see more videos like this, do hit the subscribe button and let me know what are your thoughts down in the comment section down below. That is it for now. I'll catch you guys later. Peace.